super silly and like, well, why would that make a difference? It does make a difference, because I know that no matter how like stupid or whatever the task is, he wants to do it with me. He knows I want to do it with him. That's showing each other how much we love our time together.
I will say, as an entrepreneur, it's actually pushed me to create more effective systems, because at any moment I want to be able to like take my iPad or take my phone and get up and go. People need quantity of time from you if they're going to build relationships. It changed everything when I just embraced it. What's going on? So it's our 10-year wedding anniversary and we're hanging out in Vegas.
We're feeling inspired.
Yeah, so here, let's get a little view action. Yeah. You know, Vegas.
We were just talking this morning about how we feel like every year of our marriage gets better. And then we're like, maybe we should make a video about the top 5 things 10 years of marriage has taught us. So we did.
So we are.
We made a list.
Oh, we made a list, yeah.
Now we're making a video.
Yes, what she said. So, number 1, friendship is the basis of a healthy marriage. Best friendship. And that means both how friends are together and also how you agree not to be together in a friendship.
Well, I think a lot of people, basically everybody says, well, you should be married to your best friend. And a lot of people say, well, I am married to my best friend. But I think that it's very common in marriage to lose like the fact that you need to treat your partner like you actually treat a really good friend, where you're not trying to change who they are or tell them how they should be different, criticize them. What other things do people like do to their spouse or their partner
like
that
make them responsible for how you feel, not speak up for yourself. And we did this for years, where like there were times in our marriage when we were acting like good friends, but then there were other times where we got into like the weird marriage stuff. Like if you did that in an actual friendship, your friend would be like,
I don't want to be friends
why
anymore.
Are you acting so weird? Like you're being a terrible friend. Like friends aren't supposed to guilt me. Friends aren't supposed to, treat me this way. Friends aren't supposed to have some crazy unhinged emotional outbursts on me and then write it off because we're friends. Like, no, that doesn't pass in a friendship. And if it doesn't pass in a friendship, it shouldn't pass in a marriage. How long would you say in 10 years it took us to actually get to where we kind of ditched the stuff that isn't really friend behavior?
I feel like 4 years.
4?
4 of those years.
Yeah, I feel like it was about halfway.
I feel like we've gotten like really effective at it in the past like 3 years.
It actually takes pressure off. Like friendships are generally easier than marriages.
Yeah, like there's things about you that bug me, but I don't need to sit and point them out.
Mostly jealousy though, right? No, I agree, yeah. And I feel like the more your marriage is literally just a friendship, like an amazing friendship, like the friendship you've always dreamed of your whole life, and not all that other weird inherited crap that you learned from like society or your family or whatever.
Yeah,
it
to
just
like
gets
nag
easier.
And criticize.
It gets easy and fun, like a friendship should be. Number 2, being right is overrated. I came up with this one when we were making our list because this is one that I think I needed to learn the most. Being an only child, used to kind of having his way his whole life, I was really attached early on.
Had his way.
Had his way, yeah.
His whole life.
Fair enough. You're right. It took me a long time to realize that like, if I'm needing to be right, I'm needing her to be less right. And if I'm needing her to acknowledge, like look up to me for how right I am, that means I'm wanting her to like be below me in the moment. That's horrible when you actually look at it that way.
Well, yeah, and our therapist once said to us, and I think that we both replay this in our mind constantly. I do with parenting, with my marriage, with basically all my relationships, is would you rather be right or would you rather be close? Because if you are determined to be right, it instantly puts you in a superior position to the other person, which if one person is above, trying to be above whatever the other person, then how do you grow closer in that dynamic?
By definition, creating space between you, creating separation. I'd honestly rather be wrong together than like right apart. For real. So anyway, that was a big one for me.
The next one was be each other's biggest cheerleaders. It's like you always say you support your spouse, but it's not words. It's little things that you do on a consistent basis frequently that builds that feeling of like right now, no matter what I go out and do, what my goals are, the things I want to accomplish, I know that he 100% supports me and believes in me because of all these little things that have happened along the way. I would like to believe I've done that same thing for you.
I mean, you've definitely done that for, well, I need to not take it for granted that she knows how much I know. I need to say it, but like it's so obvious to me how much you've done for me that there's no chance I could do 90% of what I've done without your support. But I think the thing about cheerleading that I think about is like a cheerleader doesn't just go to the football team and be like, hey guys, like have a good game. Cheerleaders are like out there. They're like rallying the crowd. They're like pumping people up. They're like celebrating you. They're making it a party that's about the team or about whatever it is that they're celebrating. Like, I feel like it's a very proactive, energetic thing. And if I think about what you do for me, you don't just wish me well. You like rally people and you build support around me. You celebrate with me and you celebrate for me. Like, my life feels almost like I have a pep rally going on with you as the cheerleader. I certainly hope I do that for you.
Yeah, you do that for me.
But it's like you make a show of support, not just like a quiet whisper of it.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a thing that's said. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
It's a feeling I have about you, where I know you're behind me all the time.
I know that like a lot of what I do, people look at as like a risk, but it really doesn't feel like nearly the risk when I have somebody believing in me. Belief is like so contagious. It's crazy anyways. And the next one that we came up with, and this one's probably pretty obvious.
This one is like, I mean, it could have easily been our number one thing,
Yeah.
but it's to do as much together as possible, to spend as much time together. We do it now so naturally, but I remember when we first decided, when we were like, okay, we're gonna actually be best friends and we're going to like spend every moment together that we can. So like Jeff will be working, I'll call him, hey, can you go grab a drink with me? Hey, like I have 15 minutes, we could do this, and he'll do whatever he can to make it work so that we can have that time. But it's also just like the most ridiculous things. We're like, we do everything together. That's kind of our motto, right?
Well, yeah, like this morning when we went to the buffet downstairs, we literally walked all the food stations together. Instead of
we
being
just
like,
don't separate.
you go get your thing and I'll go get that my thing. And no, we like literally walked together and like, do you want that? And I'm like, no, I don't want that. And she's like, I want that. And then I'll stand there while she gets it. Literally, we're here to spend time together.
It's not just here though. We do it in our everyday life. At nighttime when we're doing like watching our show, having our 2 hours together that we make sure we have together every night before bed. If I need my water refilled, we'll go out to the water together.
Yeah.
It all sounds super silly and like, well, why would that make a difference? It does make a difference, because I know that no matter how like stupid or whatever the task is, he wants to do it with me. He knows I want to do it with him. That's showing each other how much we love our time together. We don't have to be doing anything. We don't have to be spending money. We don't have to be being entertained.
It really is like at the level of ridiculousness, but that's actually what makes it so awesome. Is like, if I have to get up and go in the bathroom to pee, she'll like choose that moment to go in the bathroom and like
wash my eyelashes.
Wash her eyelashes. So like, just, you know, we've got 2 hours, but it's like, let's make sure we go into the bathroom in the
take 5
same
minutes away from each
30-second interval
if we
together.
if we could be doing things together.
And I will say as an entrepreneur, it's actually pushed me to create more effective systems where like I always have my iPad, my iPhone, my desk, my work computer, and my home computer all synced in the cloud at any time, because at any moment I want to be able to like take my iPad or take my phone and get up and go and like have whatever I'm doing autosave so that it will travel with me with her.
Yeah, he'll just come ride with me in the car while I run errands and work on his laptop or something, just so that we can be together. And that really has made a big difference in our relationship, to know, just knowing that the other person wants to drop everything so that we can be together.
I remember when Steve told us that quality, and we were like,
that's our therapist.
We were like, Steve's our therapist, and I was like pissed when he said it, because it went against things that I had like built a lot of assumptions around in my life. And he basically said quality time is a myth. And he was talking about with your kids, that like people think, oh, it's okay that I only do something with my kid once a month because it's quality time. And Steve was like, no, people need quantity of time from you if they're going to build relationships. And I was like, damn it. But
yeah, consistent.
it changed everything when I just embraced it. And the last one is to be childlike together. I think a lot of it comes down to that safety and feeling accepted, and the vulnerability of like getting to act kind of goofy and
immature. I feel like we laugh together so much. We have like voices that we use like with each other that it's been like years that it's been going on. But that to me is like our childlike. It makes you vulnerable.
It's vulnerable, yeah. It's like kind of scary. Like if we're talking in our voices together, like
you can't get mad at each other when you're talking in like these like voices that we do. Like there's no fighting that's going to be had.
Like you could not be taken seriously trying to be upset in that voice. But also it's interesting because then like let's say somebody comes in, or like maybe I'm on a Zoom in a professional context and she comes in and she talks to me in like our playful manner, and then it's like, oh wait, there's a portal open right now to my other world, my serious grown-up world, and then like you feel the worlds collide. And I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm just like not apologetic for it. The world can take it or leave it, but like we're gonna do our thing.
It's also like contagious energy, the way that you and I are together, because we don't have a problem like showing how much we love and care and respect each other in front of other people.
I know that when we're in that mode is also when I'm the most vulnerable. Like I could be hurt the easiest. Like when we're in that mode, if you did like attack me for some reason, it would hurt deeper. Attack. Like no, but you know what I mean? Like it would hurt more. And so I'm wondering,
yeah,
like,
because all guards are down.
Yeah, our guards are down. Yeah, I don't think it's like something we tried to do. Like we never were like, let's talk in silly voices or like let's be a certain way together. I think it's actually what naturally happens when your guard comes down.
No, I totally think so too.
It's almost like growing up is actually the process of building up your guard. And that if you get in a safe enough place with an adult where your guard can come down, being a child just happens again naturally. Glad I get that with you. I actually, now that we have it, I feel like it would be really sad to not have that in my life. I wish it for everyone. That's it. That's 5 things we've learned in 10 years of marriage. Maybe in 10 more years we'll have 5 more things.
Now we'll just hope that we make it to 20 so that we can
tell you 5 more things. All right. Thanks everybody. See you in 10 years. Hey, if you liked this video, then you're gonna love this video.
The bottom line is, you want to look back and you want to know that you were your partner's biggest cheerleader, right? You don't want it to be somebody else. You don't want it to be your friends. You have to be the biggest support for each other. And we know, each of us know, we're each other's greatest support, right?